Two snipers had been lying low in the tall grass for what felt like an eternity. Whenever the surroundings seemed quiet enough, they'd whisper about the best escape routes. Air was their first choice, then roads, and as a last resort, water. In the downtime, Donnie would sometimes glance at a photo of his beautiful wife, lost in thought, sometimes even doubting what they were doing out there. They didn't even know the full details of their mission. The place was eerily silent, unnaturally still. Eventually, Allied forces finally showed up, and the two snipers learned their objective: provide cover for the retreating friendlies and take out the armed group chasing them. Donnie calculated wind speed, direction, and distance. Bob locked onto his targets. They quickly took out the machine gunner and the driver. They thought the worst was over, but suddenly, waves of enemy fighters began to close in. Bob kept firing, dropping them one by one with precision, but there were just too many. Once Donnie identified the enemy commander, Bob took him out with a single shot. In retaliation, the enemy launched mortar attacks. They had no idea where the snipers were, but even a blind hit could be fatal. The two elite marksmen radioed headquarters for support, but after seeing the extent of the bombardment, their commanding officer decided to cut off communication and abandon them. He didn't want the enemy discovering the operation and exposing the government's secret campaign. Then came the helicopters. Enemy choppers opened fire on the mountain where they were suspected to be hiding. Dodging the incoming rounds, the two soldiers began their counterattack. Bob knew they'd been left for dead. After another round of gunfire from above, Donnie was hit. He died instantly. There was no time to grieve. Bob knew the chopper would circle back. He pulled aside a backpack to reveal a Barrett sniper rifle. He loaded it and took aim. One shot, two shots, three. Finally, he landed a perfect hit, striking a critical part of the helicopter and taking it down. 3 years later, disillusioned with the organization that betrayed him, Bob lived in seclusion in the woods, his only companion a loyal dog. During that mission, the two of them had taken out 70% of the enemy force, forcing them into retreat. Bob managed to escape and retired soon after. The commander who abandoned them, he mysteriously disappeared 2 weeks later. Then, one day a group of strangers arrived at Bob's remote cabin in the forest.